Thank you very much, Maria. Great to know we're at the top of the 2016 numbers, and it's a big day for your money. I'm Tom Sullivan in all week for Stuart, and here is the big story. Another spike. Gas price is up 4 cents overnight. It's up nearly a dime a gallon over just the past 2 days. Where and when will it stop? And how's this for Obamonomics? The head of Gallup says the unemployment numbers are a big lie. They're not counting tens of millions of people who are not working. And Gallup is supposed to be a nonpartisan group, by the way. And the king of Jordan is ready to fight ISIS himself. Take a look at this photo of him in a flight suit, vowing to fight until they run out of fuel and bullets. What does our president say? An NBC News anchor, Brian Williams, admits a story that he told about being on board an Army chopper that took on enemy fire was false. A lot going on. We'll cover it all. Varney and Company is about to begin. Well, let's start with your money, oil and gas. First, oil coming back a bit after that big drop yesterday. Here, look at that, $50.77. It's up to over $2. Here's the number that will hit you directly in your wallet. $2.15. That's the price of a gallon of regular gas. This is up 9 cents in 2 days. Ed Butowski is here, and Ed, we're up almost a dime. Is the gas dropping party over?
Well, I think the dropping party might be over. The party's still there because we're still lower, all right? But, kind of use a weird analogy, but the party's still going on, but the beers of, the kegs of beer are empty, all right? Because things have changed, and we're going to start seeing the prices move a little bit higher from here. Now, having said that, there's been this fallacy that all of this money is going to be saved and people are going to be able to use it into the economy. All the economic indicators prove that's just not true. And the reason being is all that money that's saved, whatever that number is, Tom, is certainly going directly into other expenses that they have, including taxes.
I'm also wondering if they aren't saving some. You start looking at the personal consumption numbers were down in December, right. Retail sales, all of stuff, and I'm thinking, what are people doing with this supposed gas savings? It sounds like maybe they're just keeping it in their bank account.
Well, they could be keeping it in their bank account, but the reality is things cost a lot more money. I mean, last year in 2014, people would be led to believe that prices only rose 0.8%, but everybody knows their cost to go, living went up substantially more than that. So a lot of that money went to pay bills, pay off debt, whatever it is. It did not go into the economy, and that's the fallacies. When the president stands up and says all of this money is now in their, in their pockets,
we've turned the page. Right. Ed, mission accomplished.
Oil prices are going to start creeping a little bit higher. We all know that as we trade in the futures markets, you see them overextend on the downside, overextend on the high side. Probably somewhere around $60 is probably where we're going to get to.
All right. Oil prices have been all over the place. A week ago, we were $5 below where we are on oil right now. Now, the question really is, does anybody really know? Because you've got the dollar involved, you've got the refinery strike involved, you've got demand involved. There's a lot of moving parts to this oil story.
There is, and a lot of it has to do with global demand. So the futures markets are going to trade based on a global market, and you see slowing in China. You obviously see Europe basically not moving anywhere but south. So there is a really good, you can make just as strong an argument that oil goes lower as you do oil go higher. And as individual investors, they need to stay away from, over-accentuating or overdoing it on one side of it. Keep a balanced portfolio as much as you can, because you don't know which factor is going to play into this. Great Depression, stories are out there. And then on the flip side of that, you have incredible inflationary pressures. Yeah. So, you know what? You're not being paid to play. You don't know. So be very careful in this.
Cautious. All right. Caution flag is out.
Absolutely.
Ed Butowski, always great to see you. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we get the big jobs report, of course, and we will hear a lot of cheerleading if the unemployment rate, which is at 5.6%, ticks down again. But the head of Gallup, check this out, saying that we have been saying this program for years now, that the numbers don't tell the real story. The CEO of Gallup takes it a step further. Let's look at, this is what he said. There's no other way to say this. The official unemployment rate, which cruelly overlooks the suffering of the long-term and often permanently unemployed as well as depressingly unemployed, amounts to a big lie. Monica Crowley, so good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Are you surprised by this? We've been reporting this here,
of course.
but the general public buys into these numbers?
Yeah, because the unemployment rate has been politicized for a long period of time. It didn't originate under President Obama. It certainly gained some political strength as a statistic for political purposes under this president. And so what we saw was every time that the official number would come down, there'd be great rejoicing coming out of the White House. They'd put out a statement, we're in this economic recovery. The big reason why most of the American people don't feel an economic recovery is for the exact reason that the head of Gallup was pointing to, which is that number is a false number, that the actual unemployment rate is somewhere between 9 and 11% if you factor in all of the people who want permanent work that can't find it, the long-term unemployed who have just given up. That's why in politics, as in life, Tom, perception is always reality. And the perception is for people on the ground living this economy that it still stinks.
It does. And I think we talked a little bit about this yesterday with Mary Kissel, but it really comes down to, I think that is why the November election results were what they were, because people finally have stopped believing these nice political,
That's
I don't
right.
know, what do you want to call it?
These government reports come out, and basically it's who you're going to believe, me or your lying eyes, right? The government has lost credibility in terms of presenting these numbers, and we know they're shot through with all kinds of seasonal adjustments that are then adjusted later and so on. The American people are living this every day, and they know that that number is not right.
Well, and the one thing I want to add to it is that it really matters economically, because these part-time jobs that aren't counted any differently than full-time jobs, we need full-time jobs to get enough money into the coffer.
But nobody digs into the weeds like we do.
Of course not.
But the weeds are lower-paying jobs. People that want full-time jobs don't have them. Bill Hemmer, Fox News Channel, even gave this program credit for talking about this while he interviewed the Gallup CEO.
We hear this a lot from our colleagues at Fox Business, and our friend Stuart Varney has been talking about this for years now.
Those full-time unemployment jobs will never come back until free enterprise and the spirit of entrepreneurship kicks back in again, because all that's going the wrong way.
And that's a big, big challenge.
Yeah, this is a big story. I mean, and Gallup is a well-regarded, they're not considered right-wing, left-wing. They're just considered a good data.
Down the middle. Although it would have been nice to get this from the head of Gallup about 6 years ago, 5 years ago. I mean, now it's a little late. The president's been reelected. And one of the things that he's been pointing to are the Obama policies, Obamacare, the EPA regulations, all these wet blankets as just sitting over the economy and job creation.
Well, people don't know why, but they know that that's exactly what's going on. All right, let's check the big board right now.